You know, when I asked my childhood friend John O if he would talk to us on the magic text panel, he said, you know, I haven't worked with that many magicians. Really? Let's listen to this list. Kalen and Ginger, Jeff Hobson, Joni Spina, Jim Steinmeier, Don Wayne, Willie Kennedy, Bill Smith, the Malloys, Charlie Fry and Company, Jonathan Goodwin, the Clairvoyants, Alex Ramon, Ellie Kerr, Rick Thomas, Mark Kornhauser, the Great Thomsonian Company, Max Clever, Paul and Mida Fiddler, Joaquin Ayala, Fielding West, the Great Mundane, whatever happened to him, Sherry Lucas, Connie Boyd, John Shyrock and Mary Lynn, and shows like Before Your Very Eyes, Carnival of Wonders, The Illusionist 1903, The Illusionist Turn of the Century, and Spellbound World Tour. So you're right. Why the f am I talking to you?
Exactly.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing, Zig?
Good. So this is exciting for me. I love this because you're one of my favorite people on the planet. You are the so just so everyone knows, one of my first jobs in theater and introducing me to variety entertainment was where we were growing up. You worked at a dinner theater and you said, hey, there's a job over there. We were both in high school, and I did the work study program and worked over there. And doing that job, you and I, not only were we exposed to many different areas, we had to learn every position: spotlight, fly rail, stage manager, sound, also a lot of different genres, ice shows, and working with bird acts and dog acts and pyro and fog and fires. There were broken bones. It was really a good place to start. And then somehow, amongst other things, you ended up over the years as a magic supervisor.
When I was offered a position through Kalen and Ginger with Spellbound, basically just taking care of all the props, the large scale illusions, pre-setting them for shows, making sure they were functioning, putting them away after the shows, keeping them, you know, from being messed with. And when it became more of like a illusion manager or production manager, then that encompasses advancing the show to other venues, teaching the other crews how to run the shows.
Did you have to sign an NDA?
Well, I can't honestly remember signing NDAs. I know some people are really strict on it, some people aren't. I think it just depends on the individual. You have to know how to work with a multitude of people on multitude of levels. You have to know their personalities. You have to know how to get the best out of people. You have to know how to talk to people. Some people you can talk to one way and you can't talk to other people the same way. So there's a lot of that involved, and I think that has served me well in magic and in general, because with magic, you know, a lot of times I have to go in, I have to gain the respect of a crew relatively quickly when putting in a show, and they need to see that I'm one of them. You know, I'm not coming in, I'm not going to be yelling at them. I'm going to teach them what I need to teach them. They need to be available to learn it. And from that point on, once you have respect between the production and the crew, then it's, you know, it's a lot easier to do the job.
It is. I find that in every, you know, I work, you know, 150, 200 theaters a year in performance or production. And it's the same thing. You got to let them know you understand this is their house, whether it be the actual physical house or a union house or whatever. But at the same time that they're, you know, that they're there to do a job. And finally, everyone has war stories, and you don't have to name names, but what is your worst magic moment?
Working with, you know, exotic cats, there were times the cats didn't want to cooperate. I know we started a fire. I can't remember where it was. It might have been Harrah's in Vegas. We had our whole, you know, we had flaming torches and hoops and all kinds of stuff. And I remember one time, I think it was like a new member of the crew or something, had a torch that was already extinguished, but it was still warm, and he threw it down into the wrong bucket. He should have thrown it into, you know, a bucket with towels. Instead, he threw it into a bucket that had some residual,
like the gas or whatever. Yeah. You
know, I do remember that.
I do love a little chaos. You know that. Thank you, John O. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Zig.